Greetings, everyone. Breathe, pay attention in the body. Let's get ready for class. One of the topic that is frequent is manifesting, and it fits in our series of class that we will discuss of our ability to manifest, or is it an ability? It's a constant phenomenon. Spoke lately of convection of soul, causality, convection of resource and nature, but that it's the same on other planes, and how it just comes. We also spoke of the magical agent and how to build rituals to bring together as much magical agent together and to taint it with our purpose and intention so that it will manifest. I did not talk today, so I still have the goof from way back this morning. Cool. So let's speak about manifestation and the fear of manifestation. Our chakras, the areas in the body that are common knowledge in the New Age world. Everyone studies the chakras. They actually have a part to play in manifesting. Divine consciousness flows through the planes and also through each of the bodies on the chakras on each of these planes. And when they reach a chakra, it just radiates out. This consciousness just radiates out. We're radiating, okay? And if we got anything in the chakras, good intentions, bad intentions, taints, trauma, potentials, good or bad, or positive or negative, happiness, suffering, it taints the pure consciousness, and that manifests, okay? Some of you know what the seeds of truth are. What the seeds of truth are. And now you'll probably understand the difference between the seeds of truth and the arbatel. The seeds of truth activate the manifesting power of the chakras. That's what it does. Okay? So what happens is whatever you got in a chakra will intensely taint the divine consciousness that you are intensely calling forth and radiate in the world. In other words, it amplifies the manifestations of causality, your karma. And that's why the seeds of truth are meant to keep you in a state of integrity, because if you have something that is not integrated or in a state of integrity, it will manifest in your life. And that's why practicing the seeds of truth more than 5 minutes in a row or in a day is not recommended, because we want to give you time to process what goes on. A friend of mine, Karsten, says, it just felt great. I did it half an hour per day for 1 month. After that month, he had terrible health problems. He had to stop doing ninjutsu that he loved doing all his life. Lost his job, lost everything. Like, his life just went to hell. He went through this process and healed, looked at himself, did his personal growth. And after a few years, he was now in a state of manifesting absolutely everything he ever wanted in life. Still can't go back to ninjutsu, but his real dream was to actually have a girlfriend and hopefully have a family, which for him was impossible. How is this big, fat, tall, ugly guy will ever meet someone? He's actually beautiful. He's actually nice. He's actually a kind person. Found someone, fell in love, has a baby. He's got a house. He's got everything ever want. Because of that half hour of Seed of Truth that he did for 1 month. He had years of hell. But in that hell, he processed it. And he took responsibility for everything that he could, as it happened. So the Seeds of Truth, I'm not going to talk about it here. I'm just saying it's an example of what is the constant function of a chakra, okay, or a chakra system. Pure consciousness, which is our soul, usually is not even in the body. Our soul tends to float around. It's not necessarily incarnate, okay? And only 10% of our soul fits in the body anyway, so big the soul is, okay? The soul is big. So when you are completely physically embodied, one plane of your soul is in your body, and the soul is in the other planes also. But when you're not fully incarnate, when you're not manasvin nivedi garima shanti rasavada kanakayota, when you're not in this intense being, that incarnation process softens, lightens up. Sometimes you'll realize that you're so much in your head that you don't even feel your body anymore. There's just a stream of consciousness in the soul that makes the body persist. The same phenomena happens in your mind. You're not always completely in your mind, like incarnate in your mind. Incarnate in the body, when you're in the body, you're not always integrate or involved in your mind. Your soul is mostly on the Dharma, Karma, and Samyana planes. Therefore, when the stream of pure consciousness flows, it is not that powerful. So when it goes through your chakras on every plane, it doesn't manifest much. Which is great. Actually, it's a blessing for the untrained, the non-master, if I would say. If you were to start manifesting all your thoughts, imagine the negative thinking that you have. In another class, I speak of the arrogance of the earth and the arrogance of fire. It's actually the arrogance against earth and against fire. Then you have spirit, water, and air. So the arrogance against earth is disrespect for life, and the arrogance against fire is wanting someone to be destroyed. Did you ever have a feeling like someone is really aggressing you? This person just die. How arrogant are we as humans to think so lightly about the death of someone else? Like, can you just die? With this false understanding that if that person dies, my problem is gone. Egocentrism to the max. Complete narcissism. Sociopathic sub-process. This person could just die. We have these thoughts. We're human. It happens. It's part of arrogance. We have arrogance projected through the 21 masks of the ego, also manifests in 5 different fashions through the arrogance through the elements, okay? Which I'm not going to teach today. But the arrogance against fire is this destruction. Fire destroys and transforms. If that thing would be destroyed, I'd be happy with this. I just wanted to get rid of the problem instead of resolving it. Imagine if every time we taught that someone should be dead, that it puts an influence for that person to actually die. You would be the target of death Because there has to be someone at some point who thinks you should just disappear. I've felt and seen the thoughts of people of like, Maha should die. This guy has to disappear. When someone is in a reaction, when someone doesn't want to really look at themselves. And I'm teaching about looking at yourself. It happens. Imagine if every negative thought you have, the arrogance against earth, like, I'm not worth it. Can I just end it and die? Imagine if this would manifest efficiently. Damn, there wouldn't be humans on the planet. I think there wouldn't be primates on the planet. So it's important to realize that our manifesting power is very mild, soft, extremely light. Psychosomatism, like when a sickness is psychosomatic, it takes years of negative thinking to come into a specific organ in your body that corresponds to the type of negativity in your mind to actually manifest the sickness. Years. And in the subconscious, it is constantly supported. Okay? So, if our manifesting power was so great, we would be constantly sick. Or constantly doing emotional integration and processing our potentials to come back to a state of integrity. You get that? As pure divine consciousness flows to our soul and then local consciousness, which is still pure but localized, as an individual soul, it goes through us, the human. It projects, it manifests, but at this soft rhythm. We radiate manifestation permanently, but at a very soft level. There's a convection of the Creator in us, but only in the measure that we are connected to the first plane, the Creator plane. But we all are, of course, in an extremely mild fashion. And, more and more as you learn to manifest. If you practice the seeds of truth, you become in a constant state of manifestation. It amplifies that. So you have no choice than to observe and deal with what is revealed. That's why we don't teach the seeds of truth except to acharyas and very advanced students. Because some students will never be acharyas, but will get very advanced. We teach them the seeds of truth also. It is a prudent practice. It is a practice that you do when you know you can deal with what you will manifest. And it will come. It will happen. When we speak of manifestation, we become afraid to manifest every negative thoughts we have. I'm telling you, if you're not intentionally in a focused attitude of manifestation, I am creating that. Your thoughts are not amplified enough to immediately cause an impact. If you spent years having low self-esteem and being mildly angry, you will have digestive tract problem in the stomach and the liver. Okay, self-esteem, stomach, anger, the liver. If you spent years wanting someone to die, you become responsible karmically of a curse that you're casting on someone else, the evil eye. If you're doing this subconsciously for years, if it's a thought one afternoon, if it's 3 days of excessive anger because something just came on, it is not the equivalent of years of subconsciously casting a spell of destruction on someone. Okay, it's not the same. Do not be afraid of negative manifestations. Do not be afraid of negativity. When you have negative thoughts, do not go into a panic or into a state of worrying that you are going to manifest something bad. It is important when you see your negative thinking that you identify the source. How come I have that thought process where I want suffering to happen to someone else? Or that I believe I deserve suffering? What is that negativity? Where does it really come from? Let's deal with it. And you'll heal it. And you'll do those one at a time. As you train yourself to be a mage, to be a master of what you manifest, so that one day when you amplify your manifestation power, you won't have a lot of these subconscious negative processes that will psychosomatically destroy your body or manifest outside some bad luck for yourself and for people that you love or hate. Okay. So you are constantly manifesting everything. You're producing an influence in your life. Some events in your life will come because of karma. Some of them will come because of dharma. That's the karma, the dharma is the manifesting part. Some of them will come because of prakti, just natural forces flowing. It just happened. It's not a karma or a dharma. It's life. It's nature. Stuff happens. Okay. These three influences are modulated by bhava, okay, or bhavanim, the process of manifesting from the source into the world. The creation, the srija, the nirma, okay, all of these various aspects of manifestations, okay? Manifestation will affect the forces that can manifest events in your life, okay? They're behind it. I was even tempted once to say there are 4 types of forces that can create. Okay, the karma, the dharma, the prakti, and the bhavanim, but the bhavanim is similar to bhavantu, if you want. Bhavantu is like how it just happens, it is there. And the bhavanim is the energy that brings it, creation. But I'm going to keep it to 3, karma, dharma, prakti, and your manifestation power just goes there and uses these 3 forces to manifest. Okay, it's in charge. Bhavanim with an M at the end. Although Bhavani would be a great soul name. It doesn't matter if you don't remember these Sanskrit words. It's not important in this class. What matters is you're constantly manifesting. At usually the natural person with no spiritual training, it's 1/1,000,000th, okay, of the influence of a mage. It's almost nothing. Someone who does personal growth or spiritual practice but not consistently will come to have 1,000th of the potential of a good manifester. It's more powerful than 1,000,000th of those who are just unconsciously following their dreams. It is very mild, and it takes years to accumulate the manifesting potential. It gives us time to process and evolve. As you practice being a manifester, and as you take time to do personal growth, to clear yourself up of negativity. I had negativity lately. I can't think because it's been a while, but I had negativity lately for sure, because I remember having it. Just forgot what. Anyway, must have passed. I had negativity. I was not afraid of it or what I would manifest. I know through years of training and conditioning that if I have that negativity, I should find the disappointment that is behind it and deal with it. Ah, yes, I got it. The environment became noisy. I used to be here in pure silence, and the environment became noisy. Okay, often, not constantly, but 1 hour per day, there's a lot of noise in my environment. And it's better for me to work. I still didn't find it, but I will. It is better for me to find the disappointment, to resolve it, and then go into a manifestation mode. And maybe the manifestation mode is not that the noise will stop. Maybe it will be for me to change environment. I don't want to control how it will happen, but I will find another calm environment. I will manifest it. I just don't want to decide how, because that would be imposing on Vishnu some limitations. God, do what you have to do to bring me back to my environment of peace. Maybe it's a lesson of tolerance. So yeah, once in a while you have noise. It's normal. It's life. You see, I don't want to control how it happens. I just want to process. I'm disappointed. Maybe I became intolerant and capricious. This is what I'm working on. But I'm not afraid of the negativity. I don't have spurs of anger against the people who make the noise. Actually, for them, I feel joy. They are happy cultivating the skills that they're doing and entertaining themselves. It's good. I don't permit myself to have the arrogance of destruction. I think the last time I had it, the previous last time I had it was against Donald Trump. I had it once. Oh, this guy should just die so the world, America can be more happy. I'm not even American. But, America's condition affects the world, especially Canada, which is right next to America. And I said, what the hell did I think? Just wanting a human being to die, regardless who he is, regardless of the judgments I have. What did I just do? And then it was for someone in the Canadian government that I believe had a bad judgment call towards me. When I see my arrogance in fire, it's like I have that still. First, I have to be humble enough to admit I have arrogance. And I just had the thought of if someone could die, it would make it easier for me. What the hell? What is my disappointment? What is the responsibility I don't want to take charge of? I have to look at these things. Some of you have these thoughts once per week. I'm telling you, I used to have them constantly like any human being. I worked on it. It took time. And then it's once every few years. I have one. And then I catch it. Whoa, shit. That is not something I have to keep in my system. Because I'm a manifester. I'm not going to cause the other to die. I'm going to cause something to tell me you're going to die if you're not careful. Like almost hitting your car on the road or stuff like that. Like, be careful what you're thinking. I'm a good manifester. That's nice. Because now I manifest also quickly the signals that tell me stay alive, focus, be positive, constructive, take responsibility for your karma. And just stop trying to pretend that it's not your fault. Stop pretending that you have nothing to do with it. If you feel guilt, you feel it is your fault, regardless if it's not. Guilt is guilt. It's right there. Accept the word my fault, even if it's an illusion. It's never your fault. There's no fault in a world without perfection and imperfection. But that's what I feel. That's what I think. Embrace what you are living. Process it. Until you can come to the understanding through anuja, forgiveness. It's not a fault. It's wanting to be loved in a vicious way. It's being hard on myself. It's controlling. It's playing the persecutor or the victim, or both with myself. So self-persecution, big pattern for everyone. Hating yourself is self-persecution. You're both the persecutor and the victim, and not the savior. You're not the three at a time. No, not in this process. Going back to the chakra system and pure consciousness, from samjnana, from your fourth plane, your soul. It flows through your planes. It vibrates through your chakras. It radiates around you. And the more you train as a manifester, the more a constant flow of manifestation happen. But it's not as powerful as a ritual or prayer or a series of mantras or declaration. May the blessings of the gods befall upon the members of the Mahajriya, those who associate themselves to this tradition. Amen. This is a declaration of truth. You put yourself in a power. I want that. Avaham, avaham, avaham. Make it so. Om Tat Sat. This kind of thing. When you're just going through your integration, don't be afraid of your negative thoughts. Embrace them. I have negative thoughts. When I hate someone or myself, I stay in a state of hatred. I don't go out of it. I don't repress it. Hatred, I have to stop. Nah, not me. Never be too much in a hurry to forgive. Don't forgive so fast, because you're not going to have time to digest the lesson. Stay in the hatred when you have it and realize that hurts. Am I really comfortable in that? Do I really want to jump into forgiveness so fast that I cannot even identify the profound disappointment that became hatred? You need time to taste the flavors until you can get to the root. I'm disappointed because I'm not treated like the king of the world. I'm disappointed because my image was flawed, because my preferences are not respected, because I'm capricious and greedy. Okay, hatred grows to greed. Let's find that disappointment. Go through the process. It takes time. I'm just giving examples here, okay? If you want to understand what I said, learn and practice emotional integration. These were just examples. You don't need to take notes of that specifically. In integration, you never know really what is the recipe of your negativity. You have to taste it and find out. If you take preconceptions, like preset patterns of integration, okay, I'm proud, I'm a persecutor. You're not going to integrate the real thing. You're going to integrate what you have programmed yourself to do. Maybe your pride is based on being a victim, not persecutor. But how is it possible? Taste it. You'll see. You need to take time and give time for your potential to share its flavors with you and for you to say, wow, it's that. It took time. 1 session, 5 session integration, 10, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 hours accumulated over weeks. The more integration you do, the quicker it is. Usually I'm good for 30 seconds for a normal integration. I still take an hour for a big moment of hatred. I take an hour. Because I actually enjoy, even if it's unpleasant, I enjoy sitting 1 hour in a state of hatred while I'm embracing the real source of disappointment. Because I remember how liberating it is when I'm done with the process. So I'm not in a hurry to forgive. But of course, I won't hold to the emotion once it is processed. Oh, it just became lighter. There's traces of the hatred, but it's time for me to move on to forgiveness. Now I'm going to the positive feelings to clean up the taints that remain and liberate the causality chain, the karma. So all of this is a lot of inspiration about emotional integration. But it's required to link it with your manifesting power. When you train yourself to do rituals, you will be at the summit of your manifesting power during the ritual. And the first third or half ritual, the first beginning, is just increasing that while you prepare and you do the welcoming, the handshaking. When we speak of ritual mechanics later, you'll understand. But while you're in the handshaking process, like just greeting the forces of the universe you're invoking, doing the first prayers and mantras and stuff. You're just building up, and then you're in the manifesting mode, and then you start to do your declaration. I manifest that, I'm asking these forces to come and bring this into my life, this into the world, this for this person, this blessing, that blessing. You do ritual for yourself, you do ritual for others, you can do ritual for all, which includes you and others. When you're in the prayer, you're not at the summit of your manifesting force. It's when you're doing a ritual, because in a ritual, you are preparing yourself and you have a build up and you're keeping it for at least 15 minutes to 1 hour. When you're praying, you're putting yourself in the manifesting mode, but you don't have the buildup of a ritual. So you are manifesting, but you're not at your possible summit of manifestation. In normal life, you're not at the summit of your manifestation. You're manifesting as much as you've trained yourself to be prakamya, one with the Creator, the stream of Brahma consciousness in all things. The training you have with the seeds of truth, some from the Arbatel. The Arbatel is more about the virtuous path than the manifesting, although they both lead you to become virtuous. Seeds of truth is about manifesting. Arbatel is about lessons of integrity. It's just all about having integrity, okay, and cultivating virtue, severe level of virtue. There's, I forget the name of that process, but there's the yoga bija, the typical bija mantra, lam, vam, ram, ham, yam, haum, hom. These bija mantras to each chakra that clean up. This is a purification that's very good. It's not going to bring manifestation with super power, like a lot of intensity, but it's going to do a cleanup of the chakra, and it's healthy. And it's going to show you lessons, but not necessarily, throw it in your face and destroy your life. It's going to just slowly reveal to you who you are. So if you have knowledge of these bijas that we use to clean the chakras in the yoga tradition, they're very healthy. The fear of manifesting is a plague. The Buddha Yoga, all right. Thank you, Ryan. There's something called Buddha Yoga I called it probably Buddha Yoga, but I've learned from the sadhu path, from the yogis that came to the temple to teach us yoga and teach us mantras. So we are afraid of negativity, okay? Negativity, we're afraid of the thoughts and what we're creating. Being afraid makes it worse, I would say. Being afraid is playing the victim. Oh my God, what did I just thought? Did I create something? Hey, you've been having subconscious thoughts and conscious thoughts your entire life. You're still alive and breathing. Work on it. Start where you are and just, okay, we'll clean one. We'll just clean one. And another day we'll clean another. One at a time. Just clean them. Just resolve them. You get it? It takes time. It's normal. It's a path. The Rishinaya will help you. My God, I am throwing Sanskrit words today that the newbie watching my video is like, I'm not ready for this. Just follow class and I tell you, you don't need to learn all of these things. You don't. Okay? Just go with the class. But my advanced students who have been practicing for 10 years or 15 years, they like to have these references to all the little things they study. Okay? So don't worry about it. All right. As much as you should not be worried about your negativity manifesting. It always have been, always will. But you know what is also manifesting? Your positivity. You've always been manifesting your positivity. You've always been manifesting the joys and the blessings of your life. And you have happy moments in life because you're sometimes having nice thoughts like, I enjoy this and it's okay for me to have it. And you know, being positive and accepting that sometimes that piece of cake is good. Sometimes, you know, going for a ride in your new bike, these things are acceptable for you, that it's nice and it feels good and you do it and then you're happy. Now, we're not always happy, but there's ways to bring us moments of happiness. As long as we try our best to cultivate peace, then happiness are moments that you have once in a while, which is fun. I am a generally happy person, but I have my dark moments, and it's okay because I'm a kind of roller coaster kind of guy. And it came with years of training, years of processing one negativity at a time, one potential at a time. It's like, stop worrying about how much negativity you have inside and what you're manifesting. If you're not in a process of cultivating a buildup of manifestation power, summoning the great magical agent, after learning how to bring more, after building relationships with archangels and elemental spirits, after doing all that it takes to manifest the maximum of ritual, learning the correspondence, training your symbols and empowering them, you're not going to manifest much until you train as a permanent manifester. If you don't have the training of the 10 siddhis of Krishna, you're probably not a permanent manifester. So don't be afraid of your manifestation. There was this guy, complete New Ager, that when he learned I play Battlefield and Call of Duty video games, complete madness took over him. Ma, are you conscious that you're manifesting and you're... I said, yes. He said, but you're encouraging war in the world. He never would accept my answer. I said, you know, I'm building relationships with the people that I'm playing with. And the benefits outweigh the cost. And he says, but you know you're manifesting. Yeah, I know I'm manifesting something. I absolutely know. And in his mind, he got this as me admitting that I'm manifesting supporting war. I'm not. Through ancient times, little boys fought. Primates, they fight a bit, but they don't really hurt themselves. They know it's just a game. They're training to hunt. Little tiger cubs playing little cats, but they don't really hurt themselves because they're siblings and they love each other. They're just playing. You know, if you've seen little dogs and little cats play, they pretend to actually hunt themselves. Okay? Humans, we play with, pretend guns and pretend bows and swords. It's a game. We're trying to hunt. We're trying to be ready for what nature has in store for us. It's a game. Sometimes it becomes we throw balls at each other, like if we throw bombs, but actually now we had to throw it in a net. It became basketball. It's a nice game. No one dies. But we're practicing hunting. That's at the genetic level. That's what we're doing. Okay? We're practicing fighting and defending ourselves. It's part of nature. When we play a match of Battlefield, we congratulate each other. The loser will say, hey, great game, guys. That was awesome. It is extremely rare that you have this mentally sick teenagers that get angry and throws his keyboard and mouse away, because then they would break the computer and cannot play the next match. They're super like, okay, I have to do better. It's not like bullying that hurts you. It's, I lost. I'm going to do it again because it was fun. And we are enjoying playing together, knowing it's just that thing that little boys and little girls do. They practice surviving in nature. So it is true that what I'm manifesting is the joy that we have to play a game together and then congratulate yourself. Good game. That we're actually a team pretending to be each other, like sibling cats hunting each other. Okay, so we're not afraid of manifesting, because what we're manifesting is a healthy competition of who's the better hunter in a scenario where no one dies, because we're still in front of our video game playing the next match. No one died. Okay, we're happy. What supports the manifestation of war is when someone is sitting in a state of hatred for the other country. When someone is saying, fucking Russians, fucking Talibans, fucking Americans, fucking whoever, and start to bitch why. Why this, why that, why evil this, why evil that. Fucking Christians, fucking Muslims, fucking these and this religion. You know, those who are sitting in a state of complaint, they are manifesting the war. They are, but so lightly, because they don't have manifesting power. These people don't do personal growth, they criticize. They're mostly affecting themselves with their own negativity, more than influencing the war. But collectively, a lot of people believing in that war, if they could just die, like if the other party should die, if the other country should die, if the other religion should die. Having this arrogance by millions and millions of people, hundreds of millions of people over many years, collectively each of them having an extremely minute and fine manifesting power, it comes together as an egregore and manifests. Okay, and yes, it does encourage war. Because the world is opening up to itself, internet, the ease of flying, there's less and less racism. Don't freak out on me saying it's still there. Of course it's still there. But compared to 50 years ago, when countries and cultures were closed, especially our children, our kids who are 5 to 25 years old right now, they have been born in a world where on TV they see all the races play the TV show. In the video games they see characters of every races, of every culture. They see Christians and Muslims and Buddhists talk together at a table having coffee, not even bothered by the different background. Our children are educated into not hating the next person. The era of xenophobia is soon to end, okay? And that is awesome. So the manifesting of destruction to another culture or another political party, another religion, all of this is going to leave place to removal of bad ideology and just people saying it's important to accept each other. Different identification to gender, different names that you use when you pray, which God you pray. All of this, it's all going to mix. There are more and more atheists, of course. Those who are agnostic atheists who don't even do personal growth, they will suffer and will need therapy and growth and eventually will go back into at least personal growth. And those who touch spirituality just are filled back with God, and it's extraordinary when they finally discover their soul again. Okay, so this will happen. Don't even worry about it. It's a great thing for a world where war were based on religion. This is a few hundred years ago. That the scientific community brought more atheism and agnosticism, so that this religion has less power over wars. Then it became political and economic. Okay, so now we have more and more people who want to share. People are into equality, so there's less capitalistic power. I know some of you hate the word socialism and communism. I'm not in favor of socialism, communism, or capitalism. I'm in favor of equity, regardless of the name you want to put it. Where more and more, like every country, except a few rare, have a good health system where people pay taxes and then the system will pay healthcare and education for everyone. This is equity, the right for everyone to access basic needs. Okay, equity is coming back. So there's gonna be less and less manifestation of war because less and less people are into this kind of negativity of the other should disappear. Let's bring it back. Like I gave the political and the, global scope, the demographic scope if you want, but if you come back to yourself, locally as a person, accept that you are rarely manifesting. You're always manifesting, but you're rarely in an empowered manifester state. And that is a good thing, because it gives you time to process. However, if you want to become a powerful human being, or, dream of being a demigod, if you want, do the things that keep you in a constant state of manifestation. It will manifest for you. Those who are attached to you because of the stream of attachment, they will be affected by your manifestation power. When I meditate a lot, everyone around me, my friends, my family, my mother, my father, my girlfriend, my kids, their mom, everyone feel the wave. But, if I feel like meditating, I will anyway, because I accept it's a purifying wave. They just, the turbulence comes. It's not always pleasant for everyone. Don't be afraid of manifesting also. Because if a negativity makes it to the physical world and it manifests, you can work on it. You see it, it's manifested. Work on it. Just do your personal growth. All right. So this class was on the fear of manifesting. Don't worry about it. And now you understand more how the process happens. And as you learn about correspondence, symbols, numerology, colors, flavors, incense, flowers, plants, all the things to combine together to make rituals. My book on archangelology, Rituals to the 10 Archangels, is almost done. I'm done up to Raphael now. I have Gabriel and Sandalphon to write, and then the actual building a ritual in process. So maybe another 50 pages and the book is ready. There's a whole lot of explanation of these correspondences and what it does together, which is a nice reference. And some of the teachings will be free on the website, not requiring you to buy the book. The book is for those who want to do for the archangels, but all the ritualistic aspect and just correspondence, make it free for everyone. So you can all consult that. I'll tell you when it's ready. So that, since I'm giving classes on manifestation this year and, embracing nature as it is, I want everyone to have access to some of this knowledge, and you will. All right. So it was an intense class. It was a hopefully a revealing class for you. You're gonna just enjoy being yourself and stop being afraid of your negative thoughts. But you're gonna have the passion for growth and want to take care of these negative thoughts when they happen. All right. Breathe, inhabit, and relax. Peace.